3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics. My name is Ash. Today, we're going to be talking about Strange Academy #1. I had slight hopes for this book based on the talent, Scotty Young, Humberto Ramos. I knew it was going to be kind of a cutesy-fied book. I was okay with that. That's kind of what it is. I mean, you look at it, it's Strange Academy. It's for kids. And when I read this book, I was like, oh my God, I need to rip this book apart. It's trash. But then I thought about it. And I thought, if I gave this to a 10-year-old, I genuinely think they would enjoy this book. It's really silly. There's a ton of silly Billy humor. But that's fine for 10-year-olds. I should not be so jaded as to think that every book's got to be written for adults. However, Marvel is certainly not marketing this to kids. Marvel has turned their comics line into an adults franchise. Their kids stuff is outsourced to IDW. And they make no delineations between, what's going on, say, with X-Men versus Daredevil, right? Versus Strange Academy. It's all just Marvel Comics. Now, in the old days, Marvel Comics were just assumed to be for, late preteens, early teens, that sort of like young audience. I guess what we'd call young adult today. I always think the term young adult's stupid because young adults really are like early 20s, but YA means like 12 to 16. No, it should be older kids is what, but I don't know what the hell they're it's so stupid. This is a solid recommend probably for a 10-year-old. The art is fantastic. Scotty Young's writing is a little bit, at first, it's very subtly good. By that I mean, when I read it the first time, I was like, oh, this is silly and nonsense. But I was reading it like what Marvel is today. Not, hey, this is a book for, kids, like all Marvel comics used to be. And if I go back and read 80s X-Men, it's a book that kids can read. It's not silly Billy like this is, but it's still a book that kids can read, but also something that adults can enjoy as well. It's kind of what I would call an all ages thing, not a kid's book. That's what Marvel used to be, all ages. Nowadays, Marvel is very much aware that their audience is my generation. Well, a lot of their audience, at least, is my generation that grew up liking comics and want to read comics. So they market a lot of older stuff. DC's doing the same way. That's why Black Label is so strong, because kids, less and less youth are getting into comics. So why market for them? But here's the thing about Strange Academy. It is a kid's book made for 40-somethings that their brains never evolved from being 10-year-olds. It's for, in my mind, when I read this, it's kind of weird to me. It makes me feel like this is for arrested development adults who want to see themselves as 10-year-olds. They don't enjoy adult stuff, except for sex, because hormones take care of that aspect, which is why you get a lot of really weird, bizarro shit with a lot of dorky weirdos. It's like where furries come in, like the whole like, oh, we want to take all of the things of our youth and we want to sexify. It's gross. It's all over social media, and just don't look for it, because once you open that door, you will be into a world of disgusting. Anyways, so this book's not disgusting. It's just silly and dumb. And I know that it's silly. It's marketed towards not me specifically, but my generation, or at least adults in general, but ones that I guess like silly and dumb. and go, tee, look at the 10-year-old humor. It's so great. So we start off and we get this, Dear Mr. Strange, my name is Emily Bright and I'm a magician. Tee, goo, 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 goo. This is Emily Bright right here. The little baby. Or a sorceress. Sorcerer? Maybe I'm a witch or a mage. And then we see little Emily. Look at little cute Emily. Oh no, the evil saint of dragons has come to destroy the castle. Run for your lives. And she's like levitating her little puppy. Arf, arf. I'm not actually too sure what the official title is, or if there's even is one. I just know for that as long as I can remember, I've been able to use magic. My parents are afraid if people knew about me, they would take me away, so I've never shared the whole magic thing with anyone. Until now. Something strange happened. Stranger than levitating your dog? Okay, let's keep going. Something I didn't realize I could do. Snap. The leash. Leashes don't just snap, but whatever. Emma, get back! And running into traffic. More than making books float or vanish. No! I don't know how to explain it. It's going to be okay, girl. It's going to be... Or if you'd even believe me. Or maybe you will because you could do it too. But I felt death. I actually felt it coming. Without knowing what I was doing, I pushed it away. Yay, dog's all better. Right after I felt like that car had hurt. Right after I felt like that car had hit me and not Emma. Like I hurt deeper inside than I knew I was possible, and it was scared. Okay, Emma. It says to focus your mind and become one with all things. So apparently you can get on a smartphone and you can look up magic and you could just probably get letters. You probably get letters like this all the time, or maybe not. I don't know what to do here. No big deal, right? Just become one with all things. Oh, the dog is adorable. I'm a huge dog lover. I'm trying to learn this about this on my own. Of course, because the internet. Become one with all things. Become one with all things. Become one with all things. Here she's using magic. But I'm afraid things, whoa. So she made some flowers grow. Of what might happen. What? And then we get big tree turned to life. Rah! What will happen if I get any of this wrong? Help! Please, doctor. The dog's barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Help me. And then, the tree knocks the dog. Emma! Sincerely, Emily Bright. Ah! So she's blasting it with her magic because, she knows how to do shit, a lot of shit. I'm not surprised when she grew flowers, she was so amazed when she can do this sort of stuff. But she falls on the ground. Foolish child, you will pay with what you have taken. Okay, that was crazy. And obviously the tree didn't like it at all. God, I hate hipster child speak. Ugh. Dog's barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. So, let's try it again. No. Of course, any kid in their right mind would be fucking pissing their pants right now and running for the hills. But she's, of course, not afraid. So she's blasting it with her magic. I can do it. Maybe not now. But one day you will. And this mysterious girl shows up out of nowhere and blast it with their own magic. What was that? Who are you? Why does my head feel like it's going to pop? My name is Zelma Stanton. Your head hurts because you harnessed some very powerful magic when you grew those flowers. Everything comes with a cost. Making something means taking something from somewhere else, which is why I'm here. You can learn how to balance that power and cost if you attend a magic school. My daughter is not a character in a children's book, Miss Stanton. Oh, God. Oh, God. The self-reference humor. It's like, the comic knows what it is. It knows it's a ripoff of Harry Potter. Oh, man. No, I'm sorry. The answer is just no. She can't handle that kind of life. So they get convinced that, well, it doesn't matter because she is magic and shit's going to keep coming and coming until you're all dead. Oh, Oh no, okay. So I of course paraphrase that. So a few weeks later, she's convincing them. She's packing the kid up, and they're gonna go away to magic school. Oh, we love you. Bye bye. Okay, take care of our daughter. Do you take her away to Neverland? And of course, they go through portals. And while it's not exactly, the train station from Harry Potter, it's very reminiscent. Going through the magic door, open through, and we get in. And we get into New Orleans. I was going to say Diagon Alley, but yeah. So they come through and they come to this gate, and it's like, oh, here we are. It's like, what? There's no school here. Of course, the kid who's so bright and can just do everything is not smart enough to realize that it's like, what? How does this all even? Ha ha ha. What do you think the answer is? Yeah, right. Magic. Strange Academy. Dun dun dun. 2-page splash to show you who's in charge. All right. So we get Strange Academy, and immediately everyone loves everyone because that's how it works in comic world today. Everyone gets along, especially if you're girls. Sorry, not everyone always gets along. All girls get along. So we get this little fairy creature, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm nice to hear my best friend already." And this is where I was thinking, man, did they rip off My Hero Academia? There's the way that these kids act, or at least it's try to portray. So this book is, at first I was saying it's a cross between X-Men and Harry Potter. And it really is. It's basically taken the original concept of X-Men that Marvel's now abandoned in favor of the fascist mutant nation of Krakoa. They've gotten rid of the whole X-Men concept. And then they've taken it and said, well, it's still a good idea. We still like this idea of, a mentor running a school of gifted children. So we've got the Doctor Strange Institute of, what is it? The Institute of Gifted Children. I'm trying to transpose that to the old X-Men Xavier Institute of. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So that's what we're going to get here, essentially. It's these kids are the X-Men of magic. And Doctor Strange is now the Dr. Xavier of magic. They all have gifts. Now, they're not just human kids, though, as we're going to find out. In fact, most of them aren't human. For some reason, we need to teach magic to demons and fairies and all sorts of stuff. And these two little boys here are actually Asgardians. Eric and Alvi, and apparently man buns are now a thing in oh god, Marvel. Even as Guardians. Now, that's so stupid. Why would Asgardians need to come to a human school? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. That's the whole thing about this book. You give this book to a 10-year-old who doesn't know anything about Marvel, and nothing will matter to them anyway. So maybe. And then, through the portal, there's a frost giant. Are you seeing this, brother? They're Asgardians. Right, so they're ready to fight it. It's like, boys. Is that any way to treat one of your new classmates? Or one of my subjects? Did you forget that I am the king of the frost giants? You have our most sincere apologies. We beg your pardon, Loki. Kids will be kids. It's very good to see you again, Zelma. I didn't realize how much Shh, that's enough. I'm at work. That's a scene now. Actually, this little girl is telling Loki off, and Loki is a headmaster. So is Loki the Professor Snape, except he's actually no, he's not, because he's not so what's the term? So sour, he's just. This is not Loki. This is hipster doofus cosplay guy Loki. Like, what? Welcome, Guslog. I don't mean to interrupt King Humblebrag, but I was looking for the school for freaks and magic geeks. Am I in the right place? It's an evil minion of Dormammu. We're under attack. And once again, the Asgardians are ready to fight the evil. And tisk, I feel like that's a little judgy. Oh, God. Oh, God. Judgy. Dormammu's son is Colin. So you get it. When you read this as an adult, and you know that this book is targeting adults, this is who Marvel's trying to put these books into the hands of. This comes across stupid. I would be okay with it when the 10-year-old reads it, but that's not where it's going to go. Maybe 1% of copies are going to go into a 10-year-old's hands. Maybe. It's utterly retarded. But maybe Scotty is trying his best to deliver a product that's for 10-year-olds, because that's what his impression is. He's not in control of the industry and what Marvel does. He's just trying to do what he's supposed to do. But man, Loki is dumb. He says here after the whole Dormammu incident, the Lord of the Dark Dimension has a son and he's a student here? Bravo. Great idea. No way this goes badly. And then once again, Zelma has to tell the God, the God, that's enough. I'm just saying. I'm pretty sure we're all like, you're a bit too evil for me, Loki. And now, you know, this. Stupid. So anyways, back to the mansion. And then they get to show them, oh, look, here's all the different classrooms. Whoop-a-doom-ba-doom. As they take a tour of Hogwarts. Here's the library. Now, one of the things that struck me is like why there's a bunch of all these other students around. Because we're being introduced that these kids here, the subject of the kids on the cover, are the first class of Strange Academy. But how can that be if there's already other students? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we get some silly Billy stuff where they're at a swamp. They're like, hey, look, we got our own swamp. And then this character, who I guess they're calling Swampy, is like, yeah, I'm going to go into the water. His name's Toth. Toth, swim over to the East End and we'll meet you at the dorms. Just keep an eye out for, well, it's a swamp, so watch out for all the things. And he's just like, thumbs up. So this is a great fucking school, right? You know, I mean, even if there weren't magical threats, there could be crocodiles or alligators. Like, whatever, who cares? They let kids run around. So they pass out these keys, and if the keys match, that's your roommate. And of course, you know, these two get roommated because they're already besties, and then these two get roommates because they're natural enemies. And it's just so paint by numbers. And Man Buns gets painted with the dorky kid. And then, so now they're already at first class, or no, they're at their meal. They're having a thing. And then, oh, here's one of the kids is a demon from the limbo. She's like all like the goth weirdo. And everything she says is just real, despaired, like dark and, And she's like, why is that? I mean, why are we all here? Because of death, because of you, because of us, because of life. She's just like, everyone's like, what? Well, that was a bit extra. These kids no kids actually talk like this. This is how, Arrested Development humans think kids talk and they write for, I think. She's like, what does that mean? I'm sorry, what was your name again? It's Despair, but you can call me Desi. I'm a demon from limbo, and I can see the dark, painful, desperate side of all things at all times. So yes, I'm a bit, as he said, extra. Okay, on that note, I'm going to go up and not be here for a minute. So the kids all go find their rooms. They're like, yeah, look at, we're bestie friends, and here's our rooms, and it's all exciting. And again, as a 10-year-old, you would probably find this stuff actually exciting, like, ooh, going away to school and having friends and dorm rooms and stuff like that. But as an adult who's been there and seen that, and just, it's not wowing. It's like when you were a kid, the first time you drove a car, it was like the most amazing thing. You're like, oh my God, I'm driving a car. And nowadays, as an adult, you're just like, oh, it's just driving a car. It's no big deal. It's whatever. I feel like that's kind of how you approach kids' stories, is you approach it from a sense of wonder, how things that you feel are mundane, kids find wondrous. But the problem is when adults. You're trying to write for adults who find these things mundane, so you have to amplify it through the silly Billy nature of it all. I'm gonna hate being your roommate. Yeah, same here. Cool. Yup. Cool. Whatever. Ugh. God, this is so stereotypical, cliche. Like an Asgard and a demon child from another realm or whatever he is. Why are they acting like modern Earth doofuses? Like, so yeah. So a black girl gets paired up with a demon chick, and demon chick sees her secret, which she doesn't understand. Oh, none of this matters. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Until we get introduced to, look, here's going to be the teachers. Hellstrom, Niku Minoru, Scarlet Witch, who has time apparently now. Magik, when she's not off in space with the X-Men or at her little fascist island of elite supremacists, of mutants, apparently is taking time off to help humankind. Why? What? Does the right hand know what the left hand's doing in Marvel? This is insane. I can't believe this is my life, right? What about Doctor Strange, says the evil demon kid. That's a good question, Doyle. As you can imagine, he keeps very busy, whether it's providing counsel to the Mongith or of the Mongith of the last dimension, or fighting a Throzzle right here, right now. Oh, what a coinky dinky. So Doctor Strange now is fighting whatever a fucking Throzzle is. And the kids are just like, oh my goodness, that's Doctor Strange. Yep, that's me. But it won't be for long if I don't get a little assistance. Who wants to have a little fun on their first day of school? And then the kids are like, oh, me. Okay, good. Let's go then. And then immediately they're all just fighting. Look at our powers. Woo, doo-doo. Fwash, pow, bang, yeah. Am I doing this right? Hee. If the critters aren't killing you, then yes, you're doing it right. That's totally how kids behave. And then Doctor Strange, your jacket is pretty gross. Thanks, man. I mean, Doc. No, man, will do just fine for now. Just dumb. What the hell happened to this story? Almost got it. Zam! Doctor Strange blasting. Man, that was awesome. Sir, you have, well, there's a thing on your shoulder kind of eating you. Oh, right. Splat. Look at that. They got the goo all over them. Okay, where were we? We were just going to give our final words of encouragement and inspiration to the very first class attending Strange Academy. Oh, yes, right, of course. I'm here to encourage and inspire. Those are practically my middle names, so here goes nothing. I know some of you are freaking out about how awesome and scary this all is, and some of you are probably thinking you don't need to be here because you're such badasses already. Either way, soak it all in, have fun, and most of all, try not to die. To be continued. Now you may be wondering, Ash, why are you doing that stupid voice for Doctor Strange? Why not? Does Doctor Strange seem like Doctor Strange to you here? That's how ludicrous this book is. Now again, if I go back and I'm 10 years old and I want silly Billy Goofy, like yes, it's for kids. This is not for kids, but you can see it is for kids. It's of two worlds. So I'm treating this book like I treat the rest of the Marvel line, written for adults. And this is silly Billy, goofy nonsense with no real story, with no believability, even within its own realms of fantasy. There's no plot. It's just, hey, look, all of these kids are a bunch of Mary Sues that can do everything. They don't need any help. They're just there to look awesome and probably take selfies of themselves, because that's the modern way of youth comics at Marvel. That's what the Champions did. Look at us. Look at how awesome we always are. That's what it's going to be. Yeah. The one thing I can say, it has a really cool letters page submission. Strange Academy application. So they got this fake application here that you can fill out and send in. Again, would be badass if you're actually 10 years old and you can rip this out of the comic and you can send it in and maybe get to the letters page, and you actually have to like fill out an application. I know a bunch of 30-something, 40-something women and probably some man boys will probably do this. And here's the preview for issue 2. Now, Humberto Ramos's art is astonishing. I know it's really silly, and this may not be your cup of tea to read a comic book that looks like this, but let me pose something to you. Imagine what you're looking at here. Imagine Humberto Ramos isn't doing Strange Academy. Imagine Humberto Ramos is doing Super Sons, the original, the good Super Sons that we like. Now all of a sudden you're like, ooh, yeah. No, Humberto Ramos, this is phenomenal. This would be badass. And if I was DC, that's what I'd be trying to do, because that's what the fans want. They don't want... Anyways, I'm not going to get rattled off on DC right now. I love the art. I absolutely do. I love flipping through this book once again. Even though it's goofy and silly, it's beautiful. The coloring is fantastic. It's gorgeous. Scotty Young, even though he's writing goofy, silly nonsense, there is some charm there that most of the writers wouldn't be able to deliver. So I'm not going to just say this is a terrible, awful book, but it's not a good book. So for me, this is 2 stars. And it's saved by some of those aspects. But 2 stars is not a recommend. And I'm sure this is going to have its fans. And if you're one of those fans, you're probably just going to be like, F you, Ash, you don't know what you're talking about. And if you are one of those people, look, I'm just giving my opinion. This is how I think. I'm not saying that towards anyone else for liking the book, nor am I saying that towards people who hate the stuff that I like. We all have our own things, right? I don't want to watch Barney, the purple dinosaur, but I'm sure it has its place. So if I say Barney the purple dinosaur is stupid and someone says, F you, Ash, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to really be saying that. Hopefully they're not. Hopefully we can all just talk and share opinions and just be like, well, sucks you don't like it, or man, I totally agree with you. I don't know. We're all just here to enjoy comics, and my videos are just to express myself, get my feelings out there, and hopefully give you someone to listen to because you want to hear what other people think, even if you don't agree with them. So that being said, if you do agree with me, tell me down below. If you don't agree with me, feel free to tell me down below. Tell me what I missed. Tell me what I'm not seeing. I really do love, the reason I do these videos is because I love trying to get into someone else's head and try to see the world through their eyes. It's really impossible to do, but I can try. And I like hearing when people tell me why something resonates for them, because we all have different life experiences and we have different things that shape how we see the world. And I find that really fascinating. So I love comics still. And this could have been way, way worse than it was. And if you have a 10-year-old kid, maybe even a daughter, this wouldn't be a bad book for a girl. I could see this being a positive. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed listening. And I'll see you on the next video.